What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope the audio isn't too bad. I was too lazy to hook up my SM7B, and I'm just using the SM58 right now because I was using it to film some stuff the other day. By the way, I want to say thank you to all the people who dug the song that I put out the other day. You know, I just made it in 3 days, and a lot of you seem to be confused because they're calling it a cover. It's not a cover. It's original song inspired by Temple, as it says in the title. Temple said he was going to release a song with the same name, and I said I'm going to do it the same thing. A little bit of a, just kind of tongue-in-cheek, kind of having a little fun with it. And funny thing is, I might end up going on a show, if scheduling everything works out pretty well. But that being said, let's talk about why you're here. Is YouTube racist? Yes.
It's about oh my god. We stay hungry, we devour.
But seriously, this is an interesting thing. What's this guy? This guy's name is CoryxKenshin. I've never heard of him before, but he has 14 million subscribers, so obviously he's a big deal. CoryxKenshin put out a video speculating if YouTube is racist because of what happened to him. He was playing a horror game, and he featured something that got age restricted, or at least he thought it must be this. So then he looked at Markiplier's video because it featured the same scene or whatever, and there was no age restriction. So he was trying to figure out what's going on. Why is CoryxKenshin, a black man, getting age restricted, and why does stuff like this happen to him a lot, especially when things are popping off for him? So he was kind of thinking, I don't know if it's an algorithm or if there's some people behind the scenes that just don't want black men to prosper or something. Sounds a little outrageous, but at the same time, I would be more of the the algorithm could just see something, because the algorithms, it's like you see people more than bleeping out their swear words. They will blur out words that are spelling swear words because the algorithm picks that up, and that's more of a flag, something that people have noticed and they figured out. So it's not a huge stretch for the algorithm could just have learned something. It sees a type of person, certain type of complexion or whatever, and then just kind of be a little bit more harsh on them, kind of like real life, how things kind of happen. I don't know if you guys saw that video where they were trying to see try to look at these kids for misbehaving or whatever, try to see who's doing what, and that's what they were told. But it was just a exercise to see what teachers who they were going to look at the most, which kids were going to look at the most, and the teachers were looking at the black boy the most.
Researchers at Yale showed teachers this video clip of 4 preschool students. Their instructions: look for misbehavior and click when you see it. The study was kind of deceptive. None of the kids in the video actually misbehaved. The researchers were using eye tracking software. What they actually wanted to study was who the teachers were watching. Both black and white teachers spent significantly more time watching the black boy in the video.
They were watching them the most to do something wrong. So it's just kind of showing you that, what's going on here? And it's like, I don't know, maybe the algorithm's doing the same thing. I don't know. It's speculatory, but I don't think it's implausible, and this is coming from somebody who's the last person to just point fingers and accuse everyone of just willy-nilly racism, this and this and that. Because I'm usually like, yo, you guys abuse that word, water down a lot of stuff, and then things that are truly racist, we don't focus on that stuff. We focus on a lot of just minor stuff and stupid stuff that doesn't even matter. But this is interesting. The only reason I really wanted to talk about this is because I've always felt like something was wrong with my channel and stuff that I've done on YouTube, where, my main channel, this one right here, has had issues from the beginning, and I don't typically talk about it publicly because it's just like, it is what it is. What can I do about it? But when I've talked to my peers, people that make similar content to mine or did make similar content to mine, maybe their views were similar and stuff, are in the same ballpark, but our numbers of the amount of ad revenue we made was so vastly different. It's always going to be a little bit different. Length of videos, how many ads are in your videos, so many different variables, but I'm talking about the numbers are so vastly different. People who were getting nowhere near the views and stuff that I was getting were making more than me. And then the people who were getting around the same views as me were making like sometimes 5 times more than I was making sometimes. I'm like, what the, like shocked. I'm upwards of 5, usually say 3 times was kind of the average. And I'm like, yo, what is going on with my CPM? I would always talk to YouTube about these things behind the scene, be like, what's going on? And they'd always give me these BS excuses. And I'm like, what is this? You know, I don't want to accuse them of racism because all the people that I would talk to would be, you know, pretty white folks. You know, as a matter of fact, one person that was making like 5 times more than me on one of our best months is a gentleman who recently got knocked out this weekend.
Salt Poppy has some of the best.
Oh my God. And there's just other little problems that I've had with this channel constantly. When I'd be growing extremely quickly, like you can see graphs, and I've showed people behind the scenes these graphs, and they would just ignore them all the time. I would show them, why is it in a short amount of time, I'm talking about in about a month, I hit 420,000 subscribers 3 times. And what I mean by that is I would hit around 420,000, and then just people would just drop off. And then I would get messages of people saying I'm getting unsubscribed. My closest friend growing up, you know, in middle school, you know, we've been friends since we're 13 years old. He messaged me and tells me that, hey, I got unsubscribed from your channel. Now I know my homie would not unsubscribe from my channel willingly. He wouldn't do that. It makes no sense. So when he told me that, because I've seen people say that before, but when he told me that, it just reinforced it. I'm like, something is wrong. What is going on with my channel? And I know a lot of other people had some problems, but like, I felt like my channel was big enough to at least get some type of help, and I would get no help. And then I would wonder why, like, what's happening, where I clearly should be growing. All my years that I've been on YouTube, it's just been constant growth, and then it's just been a complete downfall. And they would offer me just BS excuses. Oh, they're cleaning the bots, they're doing this, they're doing that, people just aren't interested in you anymore, and all this kind of stuff that I'm like, no, I know that's not true. I know it's not true. It's not like, say, my video's getting downloaded to hell, and then all of a sudden people are unsubscribing and shit. Like, that's not what was happening. There were some problems that it felt like my channel was just being targeted specifically. Maybe some other people were dealing with stuff like that too, but I feel like that's how this guy, CoryxKenshin, feels. Where he's like, what's going on with my channel? I'm making content like this, like other people, but I'm the one getting singled out and targeted. Why is this happening? Is it because of my skin color? Now, of course, YouTube would want to avoid that because, you know, it was funny what happened with his channel is he got the age restriction lifted, right? But then it kind of like made it more of a controversy. So then YouTube backed down on it. And what they did was they kind of reversed the decision and made Markiplier's and Corey's video age restricted to be like, oh, that was supposed to be the right decision, right? To kind of get away from the subject of it being like, oh, it has to be about favoritism or race or something like that, you know, or both. Because obviously we all know that there's favoritism. We know that there's certain creators that are going to get a leg up. They're going to have more access to people. They're bringing in the most money, so they're going to try to keep them as happy as possible. But it is kind of telling and kind of interesting when you see someone who has 14 million subscribers who's still having problems. Like, it just shows you that, like, oh, what is my few 100,000 followers to his 14 million, and he's still dealing with this type of BS. And I feel like YouTube one time slipped up. Somebody told me the truth one time. This was probably, I think, last year. I don't remember exactly, but I was asking, like, why are certain features not available on my channel? Like, I have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I started a brand new channel, my Derek Blackman channel, where I put my music on there. All the features are available. YouTube, the channel is not even a year old, and I can do everything on there. I can put my merch on there. You can do super thanks, you know, like you watch a video and you can tip me and all this stuff. All these features that aren't available on my main channel, I'm asking them. I always get in the runaround. Then finally, one person tells me, you have too many demonetized videos on your channel, so they just block certain features. And I was like, I've never heard this before. Why is this not being told to people? Why is this not a guideline that is being explained or whatever? And then I've tried to talk to other people about that and other employees, and they just, and so I'm like, so did this guy just make this up, or did he slip up and actually give me some real information that he wasn't supposed to give out, or he or she? I didn't know who it was, but yeah, look, I got this hat on right here. I got the that hat. I got the demonetization hat. This is actually was a gift from Twitch. Shout out to Twitch, even though I don't like Twitch, but I still like this hat though. I like this hat. It's pretty good. But I've been having problems the entire time. And you know, like I said, I'm not the person that wants to be like racism and stuff, but sometimes it feels like it, man. Sometimes it feels like it. Like my channel has been it's been so hard to maintain any type of success, and it makes me, you know, if you guys want to know why I don't make content that much anymore, it's because of all these BS problems. It completely demotivates me from wanting to make content. And the reason why I make content on this channel still is because it still does pay the bills. Not a ton, but it does. I still get sponsors that I'm very grateful to work with. They still come to me. They still want to work with me. My views have dropped substantially, but, you know, I'm still getting some type of work on there, so I still try to make some videos. But I'm just not that motivated because YouTube just seems, there's just so many problems that I feel like should be easily fixable. Like, just give me access to these certain features that aren't accessible to me. Look into why these problems, like, is there a bug on my channel? Look into why the CPM on my channel, the cost per mil for the AdSense, is so insanely low compared to other people that were making very similar. I'm talking about, like, I'll say this. There is a YouTuber, very controversial vegan YouTuber that has people, you know, there's been so much controversy within it, so he's got to have a channel that's labeled very controversially, right? I remember in like maybe 2018, I think it was, he was showing, like, I think he had about 1.5 million views within a month generated, and he made about close to 10 grand. And me, literally, I was averaging in 2018 about 1.5 million views per 30 days, so about the same. And I think I was getting like $1,500 or something, just showing you how vastly different. And I'm like I say, I know there's variables, how many ads is he slapping on, how long are his videos and all this stuff, but you see how big the gap is. That's insane. And I'm like, yo, this is the type of money I'm making versus the type of money that other people are making. And I'm like, what is happening to my channel, and why am I not getting any help? But I can't expect any help when CoryxKenshin with 14 million views it's not getting any help either. I mean, I guess technically it blew up enough to where at least it was addressed, but he didn't get the satisfactory answer or solution. It was just, oh, your stuff's age restricted as well, and that's pretty crazy. But that's what I've been dealing with too. I mean, even things with my I have another channel, it's like a throwaway channel called Black Chat, where I just put memes on there, dumb stuff. And you guys know that I made this gay parody of The Rock's the Face Off, his verse, and that thing blew up. Like, you know, it got capped at like almost 3 million, where it was the trajectory, the way that it was trending, it probably would have hit like 10 million. But I think when it got to about 2.6, I remember the views, if you looked at the graph, it just went boom, stopped, and then completely shadow banned, which I wasn't sure that was like a real thing, but then I found out it is a real thing. You would search for it and it would not show up in the search results. Even if you put the exact 100% title, you copy and paste the title, would not show up. And I talked to a YouTube representative and say, well, you got to use the filters. And then you like use a couple of filters and be like most viewed with that title, and then it'll pull it from the depths of hell. And I'm like, are you trolling me right now? Are you gonna tell me that this isn't a problem? Like, you're not stupid. I know you know that this shouldn't be like this. Like, imagine if I were to search up a Philip DeFranco video or something like that, a specific one, you put in his name and the title of one of his videos, and it doesn't pop up, and you have to use filters to bring it up. Are you kidding me? Like, it has millions of views and I can't pull it up easily? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, there's some obvious fuckery going on, and I'm just thinking, like, is it me? Does YouTube recognize me and they're just like, nah, with this guy? I don't know. It sure feels like it. When you're frustrated, it feels like you're being singled out. But I don't think I think it's just definitely favoritism. Some people are brought up to the show and they're taken care of. It seems like the algorithm chooses certain people that will always be taken care of. It's like they have the permanent green light or white list, you know, and then there's some people that are just red light or blacklisted. And I feel like I've just been on that since the very beginning. It would be awesome to have YouTube be way more transparent, you know, like it would just be so nice if like all these problems that were being brought to light, if they just answered truthfully, because I would be way less upset if they would just tell me the truth. Like that one person slipped up and told me about having too many demonetized videos, and I'm like, yo, that's crazy. I've been asking about this for years, and then finally I talked to the right person, I guess. I don't know. But even when yo, man, I don't even know, man. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you guys for watching this. Appreciate y'all. Also want to give a shout out to my homegirl Nadine. Happy birthday. You know, it was a belated birthday. But I still got you. But yeah, you guys have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video whenever it is.